Good morning. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday, guys. It's good to see you all. I'm going to give us just another moment before we dive in. Thank you guys all so much for coming to class this morning. What a heavy week we've had. Are you guys feeling that too? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the chat how you're feeling, if you care to share a word or a thought or an emoji or whatever feels right. No words? Or are we just moving slow? It's flown by, lots of weird energy. Yeah, definitely lots of energy is a nice place to put it. No words, yeah, I feel that too, Kelsey. I am there with you. I'll tell you guys, honestly, I've had a really difficult time understanding what to share today and this week. And so I've been in deep prayer that I am saying things that are going to be received as intended and sharing something that's going to be helpful. And, I think it's one of those situations where we are definitely faced with the reality that most of us don't know what to do, don't know what to say. Many of us don't know how to feel or how to process a lot that's going on in the world. And, I just want to start by saying by no means am I sitting here as a privileged white woman to tell you how to feel or to tell you how to act. And I'm also not going to sit here and claim to be any sort of resource for processing what's going on in the world, because if I've really learned anything through this week, it's that I have a lot of my own work to do, and that I don't really have a lot of answers to share. And sometimes that's hard for someone who's a teacher, but this is not about me. This is by no means it's just been a very confusing time. So I found myself getting very quiet and taking some time to really understand all of the things that were coming up for me this week. I think that personally, one thing that was really highlighted to me this week was that there's a big lack of action in my own life. And, when we talk about these social situations, I will tell you from my experience, or what my experience has been that I was exposed to a lot of situations similar to what we've seen in the media this week. I witnessed a lot of really terrible, blatant racism from a very early age. I grew up in the Deep South, and I couldn't stand it, and I felt very displaced and very uncomfortable by my surroundings for a long time. So I left. I removed myself from the situation, which is, it's what felt right to me at the time. There's members of my extended family that I haven't spoken to in over 10 years because of situations surrounding things like this. And I think that that's where the thing that really came to me this week was that, man, well, a lot of things. So forgive me as I search for the words. But a lot of things really were coming up to me that made me realize that this situation has never been isolated to one part of the country. And that this situation is not something that you can escape at all. And so that doesn't mean that I don't have a part to play in this situation. So I am trying my best to figure out what that is. And I think the other thing that came to mind for me was that there's really not a place for judgment of how people are handling this. I think that there's room for people and space for us to each handle our emotions around this topic however we feel called. And that's what I'm here to help you with today, is to help with some of the emotional processing. Because, like I said, I don't have a lot of answers. I can share some of my very limited experiences, but I don't think that there's a lot of value in that. And I'm certainly not claiming to be any sort of leader or activist in this whole realm. But I do know that we're all affected by it. We're all affected by things that we see and things that we feel. And a lot of times it is so difficult to find the name for those emotions. It's so difficult to find the actions that really correlate to what we're feeling. And, there's a big difference between reaction and aligned action. And I think that we're seeing a lot of really charged actions coming to light this week. And rightly so. I think that there's a place, for people to react out of rage right now. I think there's also a place for people to react with peace. And I think there's room for everything involved, everything in between. And so, the only thing that I really want to share with you today is an experience that will hopefully help you to process some of the emotions that your body is storing. That's what I have to share. Definitely not expertise, but, I want to share with you all an experience to help you to process, because that's what I do know a lot about, is that the body has to process all of this, and it's layers deep of all of the things that we're seeing and hearing and feeling and discovering internally and within our communities, wherever you are in the world. Does this make sense? Good. So, I think that to feel hopeless is a really bad feeling. To feel like things in the world around us are worse than they have ever been is not a good feeling. And I think it's easy for many of us to feel that right now, or to feel waves of that kind of hopelessness and just despair, for lack of a better word. I don't know a time in my life where I've ever experienced what I would call despair, but it may be this week, And it's important to honor that. It's important to hold space for that and allow it and not deny it. It's important to really unpack it in a mindful way. And it's also important to just listen to yourself, to what your body needs from you, how you need to take care of yourself, and how you feel called to take action, And again, without judging, there's people that feel like the right action for them is to go to a protest or to really initiate some more proactive things. There's some of us who feel more called to maybe educating ourselves more before we take that action. And I think that's wise as well, The thing I know is this, that change is possible in the world. And I think if anything, we've seen this year more than ever that radical change is upon us. And we've been sitting in this moment, this weird time warp for the past 3 months, questioning and learning and processing. And it's felt heavy, and it's also felt progressive at times. And there's been moments of like, well, maybe this isn't the worst thing that's happened, or maybe this is actually serving us in some way. And so this week, I think that there's an opportunity here for a breakthrough. I think there's a major opportunity when things hit the fan. That's sometimes when we see things change. And so, at the risk of sounding very naive or a lot of other things, while I'm very heartbroken about what's happened this week, I am also very hopeful. I'm also very hopeful to see all of the rage coming to the surface You know, I've also been sitting with some judgment that I have felt. I felt judgment this week. To be totally transparent with you guys, I felt a lot of judgment this week about seeing other people's reactions. And the thoughts that were going off in my head were like, did you think this hasn't been happening for like generations? Do you think that this is new? Like, do you really think that this is, you know, I could go on and on. And then I stopped myself and I thought, well, okay, obviously, if this is nothing new, and you've known that this is nothing new, then what have you done but made an attempt to leave the scene? You know? So that's kind of where my heart is, and that's where I am in the stage of this personally. And it doesn't feel good. But again, I think that a breakthrough is upon us. So that's my message for you guys today, is that I don't have the best answers. I can't tell you how to handle this, but I can help you to get into your body and feel connected to perhaps what's in your heart, you know? So that's what I would like to share with you today. That's what I'd like to do with you today. And I thank you all for being here and listening to me rambling and searching for the words to share. Let's do a little embodiment practice, shall we? Is this anyone's very first time at an embodiment class or at the class with me? Let me know in the chat if it is. I'm so excited that you're here. This is not really a typical class, but we will have elements of a typical class. So my method is, it's kind of a sampler platter of a lot of the different modalities that I teach and have taught over the years that have been very effective for me at getting into my emotions, at processing my emotions, at really understanding what's happening internally to process what's happening externally, if that makes sense. So it might feel a little weird. You might really feel some waves of emotion. It's perfectly normal as we go through some of these things for you to really feel some of the emotions that may be kind of lingering. And so I encourage you to just let yourself dive in. There's nothing that you're going to do wrong. There's nothing that you have to do perfectly by any means, but just give yourself the space today to have an experience. So starting to open the space, I always like to open with a little fragrance in my room. If you have something near you or in your space that you would like to just kind of open this practice with, I'm doing a little Palo Santo, but if you have an incense or even an essential oil or anything like that, really allowing yourself to go deep into the nervous system today. Your brain starts to understand that something different is happening when it starts to hear and smell and feel and experience the different waves of this practice. Here's a little virtual smudge for us if you don't have anything. If you don't have anything, that's perfectly fine. Just starting to drop into the body, making yourself very comfortable. If you're sitting on the floor, on the sofa, sitting in bed, sitting wherever you want. Closing the eyes and starting to tune into the space that's around you. Starting to deepen the breath and dropping the breath down into the belly. Letting yourself go all the way up, taking a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart, and feeling the physical expansion as you really reach capacity here. As you continue breathing deep, deep, deep into the body, starting to take your attention to the space that's just around your body, noticing any smells, any sounds, feeling the temperature, feeling the air touching your skin. dropping into stillness. And then turning your attention inside of your body, feeling the skin that's underneath your hands. Feeling into any sensations in the body that catch your attention, anything that feels tense or heavy or sticky. Starting to tune into where you're carrying the emotions of the week. Maybe it feels like they're in the pit of your belly, or maybe a tightness in your chest or throat. Maybe it feels like a heaviness in the shoulders or in the neck. Maybe it all feels like it's in your head. Just acknowledging here and taking one more huge, deep round of breath, holding it at the top. And exhale, letting your body sink heavier, letting go of the hands. Go into our tune in. We start every Kundalini yoga and breath work and meditation practice by tuning in. It's a beautiful way to connect with your own sound current. And it's often helpful, especially when we can't find the words, to just listen to your own voice. So this mantra, we're going to go through it 3 times. It's called the Adi mantra, and the words are Ong Namo, Gurudev Namo. And if you don't get them perfectly right, that's okay. You can make a little sound anyways. We're going to bring the hands together, starting to rub the palms together, simulating all of the nerve endings in the hands and through the fingertips. I think sitting up nice and straight, lengthening through the back of the spine. And then pulling the thumbs into the sternum, coming into this beautiful prayer position. Rolling the shoulders up and back. Tucking the chin back just slightly. And we'll take a deep inhale to begin. Deep inhale, hold it at the top. And exhale. Relax the breath, relax the hands. Satnam. So I thought we'd start with a little fist of anger this morning. So if you feel comfortable coming to sit on the heels, so kicking the legs around. If your hips or your knees say no thanks to sitting on the heels, you can always just stay in an easy pose. You can always do this one sitting in a chair or on the sofa if that feels better for you today. We're going to go into a deep, deep, heavy, heavy breath, and we're going to take the hands into a fist. So we'll tuck the thumb into the pinky finger pad and then wrap the fingers around the thumb as tight as you can. Now we're going to be doing a breath of fire with this one. If you were pregnant or if you're on the first 2 days of your cycle or for any other reason very uncomfortable, then you can always go very slowly with this one and kind of replace it with a long, deep breath. But otherwise, this one's incredible for really transmuting a lot of anger. So what's going to happen is we're going to breathe in and out heavy through the mouth as we go with a backstroke above the head with the fists. And the main thing here, we're going to find an even inhale and exhale through the mouth. So it's just like that. You don't have to match my pace. You can go as slow as you want here, or you can go as fast as you want here. The number one thing that I want you to do right now is get as pissed as you possibly can. Connecting with any inner anger, any frustrations, anything that feels like you want to let it out. I want you to tap into that right now. Close your eyes. I'm going to start the timer right now. And we're on the clock. So squeezing the thumbs tight, getting more and more mad, letting it all come to the surface right now. You can keep your eyes closed, keep the breath heavy here. Letting yourself feel it when it gets hard and just keep going. Keep pressing through, tapping into all of that anger, letting it all release right now. It's okay if you're seeing red. It's okay if you feel upset right now. Just let yourself feel it. Squeeze down on the thumbs and add more power to the breath. We're halfway done here. Let yourself go even deeper into it. Get wild. Just under a minute to go here. You have this. You can keep going. Last 30 seconds here. Go, 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 go. Good, take a deep inhale, interlace the hands, palms go up towards the ceiling, stretch up as tall as you can, sip in more air. Hold the breath, squeezing the hands up toward the ceiling, squeezing the root lock like you have to go to the bathroom so bad. Hold the breath and squeeze and imagine yourself surrounded by white light. Exhale, drop the hands. Coming back into your body, bringing the hand to the heart, the hand to the belly. Feeling your heart beating. Taking your time here, listening. As your breath gently starts to return to normal, coming back to your easy pose whenever you're ready. Starting to feel the shift in your body, allowing the shift in your body. Honoring your body for having the power to clear what's within you and around you. You find yourself back to your easy pose, bringing the palms together in front of the body, crossing one over the other just like this, and then we're going to cross the thumbs down. So it's like you're making a little, it's almost like a little heart shape with your hands. So the hands are pointing in kind of an X position, the fingertips cross like crosshatch, and then cross the thumbs on top. It doesn't matter which one goes on top. And that's the mudra that we're going to hold. This is called the meditation for when you don't know what to do. So I thought it was perfect. So we're going to hold that mudra sitting up tall and comfortably through the body. Let everything relax. Let all of the feeling in your body just start to soften. We're going to close the eyes and look at the third eye point. So with your eyelids closed, bringing your focus right in between the eyes. And then taking the closed eyes down the tip of the nose. So with your eyes closed and just imagining that you were looking down at the tip of your nose. And at your own pace here, we're going to start to inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And the mouth is pursed, almost like you're going to whistle, just holding the lips taut. And then inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. So we'll go through that sequence again because I messed it up the first time. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth. Now inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. So it's one complete round through the nose, one complete round through the mouth. Then you inhale nose, exhale mouth, and then reverse it. If you mess it up, just do the best you can. Focusing on slow and steady breaths, just slowing everything down and tuning in deeply. Allowing your body and your thoughts to just completely slow down here, bringing all of your focus and concentration into the posture, noticing where your mind wants to start to wander, get frustrated, and just bringing it back, refocusing the eyes, refocusing the posture. Let's go through a couple more rounds together, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Inhaling mouth. Exhale mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Inhale mouth. Exhale nose. Last time around here, inhale nose. Exhale nose. Inhale mouth. Exhale mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Inhale mouth. Exhale nose. One more deep inhale, stretching the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Stretch, 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 hold it. Exhale, hold the stretch. Inhale, stretch more. And exhale, relax. Dropping the arms down. Now, Gyubajin, close this practice with the prayer that says, may the essence of God, through the power of our known and unknown truth, sprout in us, and may it bear fruit from here to infinity. We're going to go straight into tapping. If you've never done tapping before, looks weird, works great. You're not going to mess it up, so just go with it. I'm going to start at the very top of the head. And keep your eyes closed through this whole process and just tune in to whatever you feel, whatever you think, just allowing your experience to be your own. Taking another deep round of breath here, noticing what's shifting in your body from the first practices. You can feel free to let go some loud sighs with this practice as we get going here. Using your sound current to let go of anything lingering, anything heavy. And you'll start to repeat after me. I'm doing my best to process everything that's going on in the world. But I'm not sure how much more I can take. Good, moving right in between the brows. Just when things were starting to feel like maybe there was a light at the end of the tunnel, all of this heartache is upon us again. Really allowing yourself to feel into any emotions that start to bubble up. If that means that you want to cry, then cry. If it means that you get mad again, then get mad again. If you feel your body getting hot or cold, or anything in between, just allow it. Moving to the outside of the brow. I feel like I'm at the end of my rope. And I'm really just at a loss for what to do. And sometimes I'm at a loss for words. Moving underneath the eyes. I'm grieving for the lives lost. I'm grieving for their families. I'm grieving for all of the victims before them. I'm grieving for the communities that are suffering. And I'm grieving for all of the people who have never known any different. Taking a giant deep inhale there. Moving underneath the nose. It's okay if I feel shock. It's okay if I feel anger. It's okay if I feel heartache. It's okay if I feel confusion. It's okay if I feel shame. It's okay if I feel guilt. It's okay if I feel hopeless. It's okay if I feel fear. Breathing in big there. Letting it go. Moving on to the chin. I'm allowed to feel it all. I'm allowed to process whatever is coming up for me. Moving on to the collarbone. I'm responsible for processing whatever is coming up for me. I'm responsible for my role in what's going on in the world. Moving on to the sternum, softening into the heart right now. I don't have to react like anyone else. I don't have to explain myself or my emotions. Because we are all going through this differently. but I'm responsible for taking action however I feel called. And moving underneath the arms now. I'm responsible for doing my part to make this better. Because things have gone on this way for far too long. Good. Moving underneath the ribs. I'm ready to see a change in the world. I'm ready to live in a different world. I'm ready to be a change in the world. I'm ready to make a difference. Breathing into it big there. Good. Going back to the top of the head. It's safe for me to shift all of my emotions into a place of action. Even if I'm not sure what to do, it's safe for me to start. It's safe for me to figure this out. Good, breathing into that, moving right in between the brows. And take a moment here just to tune in, asking yourself right now what feels right for you. Are there any actions that are speaking to you right now? Whether that's reaching out to someone, getting support, getting information, starting conversations. Where can you provide support to someone else? Just allowing your mind to show you here what feels right, even if you don't understand all the details. Keeping your focus there, taking one more deep breath in here. Exhaling it out. Good. Moving to the outside of the brow. It's okay for me to focus on change. It's okay for me to focus on action. It's okay for me to focus on the future. And it's okay for me to believe that this is a breakthrough. Good, breathing into that, trying it on. Underneath the eyes. It's okay for me to be hopeful for a better future. It's okay for me to believe in peace. Good, going back to anywhere that you want to go. Taking another big deep breath in. Today I choose to believe in hope. Today I choose to believe in peace. Today I choose to believe in the future. Good. Taking one more big, giant inhale. Biggest one, hold it at the top. Relax the hands, hold the breath. And exhale, let it go. Keeping the eyes closed, I want you to go into that vision for the future. Feeling all of this energy that you just stimulated, I want you to let your mind take you into a vision of the future where these issues are just a story of the past. I want you to go into what that looks like. Get a vision for it right now. Going into this vision where no one who walks the face of this earth has to fear their existence. Based on any prejudices. Going into this vision of the future where we can all embrace our differences and learn from our cultures. Going into this future where we can all realize that those differences are what make us so special as a society where we have such value in our diversity. And as you hold this vision, taking a look around, noticing where you are and what's happening around you, and maybe who's there with you. Noticing exactly what you are doing in the picture. And now going into that picture, just as if you could go into your own body and look through your own eyes, looking around and feeling in your heart this potential future, feeling the peace that's here. And taking a giant breath in, breathing in all of that healing energy. Absorbing it anywhere it needs to go in your body. Letting it expand outside of your body. Just as if it were a beautiful bubble around you. blowing it up so big now that it covers your entire home. Just keep breathing into it, holding your focus on that beautiful little healing bubble, letting it expand over your neighborhood. Sending it out, making it just as big as you can possibly expand it. Beaming out this healing energy as far as you can. Now bringing it back in closer around your body. Feeling it wrapping around you just like a second skin. Going back to that future image and stepping outside of your body so that you can see yourself here in the picture. Taking a little snapshot here that you can shrink down just like a little postcard of what's possible for us. Taking with you any messages and any details that you've just received. And just as if you could hold that postcard right against your heart, bringing your hands to your heart, sealing it in there with an intention of peace and healing for our future. Bringing your attention back into your body now and feeling into your heart space. And taking a moment to scan through your body and notice anything that feels a little better, anything that feels different or lighter. Sending so much gratitude through your body for everything that it's processing. Giving yourself a little squeeze here and just filling yourself up with so much love right now for everything that you've been going through, so much compassion and forgiveness right now for all of the hard work that your body is doing for you right now. Trying its very best to keep you safe and make some sense out of everything around us. Taking one more giant breath in. I'm going to close out our practice today with a chant that we practice in Kundalini for grief and for loss. And this is a chant that you can do anytime if it resonates with you. Specifically, it's practiced to help the soul to transition when people leave their body. And I want to send this out to all of the victims that we've come to know of this week. and all of the ones the week before that, and the month before that, and the year before that, and the decades before that. And you can send this out with intention to anyone that you feel so called to send it out to. She's saying a call, AKAL, can join in or just listen. Thank you guys so much for coming to practice with me today. This was really helpful for me. So I hope that it was helpful for you. Let me know if you guys have any questions, if you want any details about any of the practices from today, if there's anything that you guys want to share, then I'm always happy to share with you. And it's such a blessing to just have this space and this technology to connect with you guys. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Let's close out with the long Sat Nam, shall we? So moving a little sound current coming back into our bodies. Filling all the way up with one last deep inhale. Really letting yourself get loud. Sat Nam, guys. Thank you again. Have a beautiful weekend. Be sweet to yourselves. Do something kind for yourself today for no other reason than you're dealing with a lot. Let's be kind to each other, and I wish you guys all the very best. what's the name of the meditation where we did the alternate breathing? It's really nice, right? It's called When You Don't Know What to Do. I can post a picture of it for you guys on Instagram. I'll share it there, and that way it might help some other people who weren't able to join us this morning. And yeah, you can do it anytime. You don't have to have any particular mantra to go with it or anything like that. You can just sit with it. And it's a beautiful way of directing your focus when you feel overwhelmed. And it really helps to bring clarity. Oh, you're welcome, Lauren. Thanks for coming. Glad to have you. Thanks, everybody. Happy weekend. See you guys soon. Oh, thanks, Natalie. Thanks, Rachel.